Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
All right, first we're going to talk about Michelle Eng, who plays Omega from The Bad Batch. She did an interview with Looper, kind of talking about the Bad Batch's family dynamic and her special bond with Tamora Morrison.
Ooh.
I know, with her brother.
I am all the clones.
Her brother from another gene... No.
Same gene pool.
Same gene pool.
Yeah, same genes.
Sort of.
Sort of. But
Mostly.
Same. It's weird to say it comes from the same genes, isn't it?
They're like a Brotherhood of the Trampling Pants. Alright, so in the interview, the New Zealand actress spoke about, her relationship. She works a lot with D. Bradley Baker, who of course voices all the clones. And she talks about how last season, Hunter was like a father figure for her, and she identified strongly with Wrecker's childish nature, but she didn't really have any outstanding moments with Echo or Tech.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Techo. It's like a taco of...
A taco?
Of Tech and Echo.
A taco of clones.
Yeah. But she said that's definitely changing this season. We did see a little of that already, I would say.
Well, we had the Tech episode where she was kind of with him and...
With him, but not really,
there.
supporting him, and he wasn't really talking much to her either.
Well, I mean, it's hard because if there's any of the clones, I think that she would have the hardest time kind of latching onto. It'd be Tech, who is...
Yeah, and they still didn't... They didn't have any moments.
I know.
So it wasn't...
Well,
she bonded more to Sid in that episode than... I'll protect you, Sid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she went on to say, Dee and I work hard to make these relationships feel real. And the thing about Season 2 is that there's an opportunity to see Omega's specific relationship with each of her brothers. Hunter was a very strong figure for Omega in Season 1, but like you mentioned, they are a family. So in Season 2, we get to delve into the intricacies of how she interacts with the others, specifically Echo and Tech. Because they have such distinct personalities, it really feels different, and I think that's what you're putting your finger on. It feels real, like any family, because differences in personality mean that the way that each pair communicates also adjusts. You're right, I feel really proud of what Dee and I and the animation and directing team have done for the Bad Batch, because they really care for each other, and their idea of family evolves and grows and faces challenges in Season 2 a lot. It's quite a central part of the story this season.
Eventually, I hope, right?
Maybe. Play your cards right.
Maybe another treasure hunting adventure next week.
No, we're done with that. Treasure hunting never seems to go well.
I know, they never succeed on missions. Am I the only one who's noticing this? They never succeed.
Never.
Okay, so they do sometimes. They got the Rancor from Season 1 and a few other
It wasn't
things.
a treasure mission, though.
He thought he was. The Rancor did.
They only succeeded because they were trying to free the kids. Like the one kid they saw, they're like, there's Mochi. Mochi looks sad. And they're like, that's
not Mochi. Mochi's the Rancor. Who's apparently Jabba's Rancor that will be killed by Luke later on.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seems to be implied. Since Bib Fortuna was like, did you get the Rancor? Jabba will be happy.
Well, Michelle Eng isn't the only actor with a Kiwi accent to play a Star Wars character. Tamora Morrison is one as well. She talked about her delight to be inhabiting the same space as Morrison. As her work has been entirely in animation so far, the two haven't had an opportunity to really cross paths until last year's Celebration, when they actually met for the first time. She said, I was lucky enough to be part of Celebration at my very first convention, and my very first experience with the Star Wars family in Los Angeles. It was a real pinch-me kind of moment. Tem is an icon, not only because of his clone father identity, but also just as an actor. And for actors in New Zealand, the circles are small. I'm so excited to carry on that legacy of the accent in the Star Wars world. What a privilege. His greeting of Kia ora, it's Maori, and it felt like family. A real family, because I was like, hey, Tem. Can you imagine? Hey, look, some more. What's up, Tem? How you doing?
Tem.
She also mentioned how happy she is to be part of the Star Wars universe, because everyone who...
You have to mention
You have to until everyone hates your character, then you can talk about how horrible and toxic it is. You have to get through the good phase
Not
first.
everybody talks about horrible. In fact, most of them don't talk about horrible and toxic.
No, I think that's in their NDAs.
Yeah. Or maybe a lot of them have positive experiences for the most part. Especially
true.
if you ignore online trolls.
She says, it doesn't feel real. It feels like there's been a really long time since we were able to share Season 1, and now sharing Season 2, I'm sure fans have probably been waiting patiently.
Star Wars fans are a very patient crew, right?
Hey, you wait like 30 years for a movie, so...
I'm actually being serious, too. Like, there's a lot of waiting in the Star Wars, especially if you've been here from the
A
start.
lot of waiting. Just has to pay off when the waiting is over.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
She says, I was part of Star Wars Celebration and my very first convention, but it was only 2 days, and now I'm especially in the lead up for the launch of Bad Batch, feeling all energized and excited to be connected with everyone again, and I hope everyone enjoys the season. So do we.
So do we. Let's hope it gets a
little
bit better in the second half, right? A little
less giraffes, maybe?
Less mechanical drafts, unless we get some origin story for said mechanical draft, like, Zepho. Could be cool.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe.
Could be. Speaking of Zepho, transition.
Oh, boy.
Look at me. I just did it.
All right. We're going to move into some weird rumor speculations that I've found on the internet.
That could mean a lot of things.
Star Wars...
That's a dangerous thing to say.
Jedi Fallen Survivor could feature Grogu in a flashback.
And of course, you mean just Jedi Survivor. For anybody new to the channel, she just calls it Fallen Survivor because she does.
That's its name? Mm-hmm. Clearly. That's what I pre-ordered.
The special edition.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Fallen Survivor has a sizable amount of hype and anticipation surrounding it, with the success of the first title placing huge expectations on the sequel. While fans have
heard that before.
Only so far been treated to a small amount of like promotional glimpses and trailers. We don't really...
A couple trailers.
Yeah.
Not much.
That leaves the theorizing about what could be in Jedi Survivor up to the internet. And this one is like... This one's a gem. The theories out there are nutso, and I love this one was my favorite. With the first game, one of the exciting elements, of course, is the flashbacks, which Cal uses to kind of show us what happened to him. It shows us like flashbacks to his training with his master.
Yeah.
And it was integral throughout the story to see his flashbacks. Maybe they're going to use flashbacks again to show us more of his life.
Mm-hmm.
And the theory is that if they want to show off more of his life, why not have a flashback with him training at the temple when Grogu was there? Because we know Grogu was at the temple. Because we saw Grogu had an Order 66 memory.
Yeah.
Which means Grogu was at the temple when he was at the temple.
Well, we also know Luke says he's more remembering his training than actually Luke doing anything but helping him remember.
So the two of them have similar backgrounds, so I don't see why we wouldn't possibly then get a flashback of the two of them training together as Padawan. Or,
like similar.
Or at least seeing each other. Or who knows what.
This just going to see, or is...
The most... The internet
Cal
right now wants to guess. No one ever said that.
Okay. Well, I just said it, so.
Yeah, don't say it, because that's not going to line up at all, because Cal wasn't at the temple.
Cal wasn't there, so. Unless he flew back, like, Grogu, no!
But a lot of people like to compare that they have very similar stories and similar lives, how their lives were both shattered,
Well, I mean, one is small and green and 50, so there are differences.
Hey, you can always see a flashback with him coming in contact with Caleb Dune, because why not?
Yeah.
He was also young at the
sense.
temple.
That one I could see certainly being the case, that they would have known each other.
But I could see Disney putting a flashback with Grogu just in there, like Cal's walking past the room and he sees in the room there's
Grogu, little wave.
What's up, Grogu?
What's up,
Grogu's
Grogu's
like, what's up, Cal?
Yes, our deep baby boss voice, I think is what we call that. Is what he's going to sound like.
Well, it kind of, they both have the same shattered stories. They trained around the same time at the temple.
Yeah.
So why not have a flashback with him? Because Disney likes to make money, and throwing him in there means everyone's like, Grogu? so I say, why not?
All right.
They explore Cal's childhood memories some more, and everyone goes, hey, look, there he was, training with his friend Grogu.
They were good buddies.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a potential to be a connection between this cloning stuff. I mean, we see somebody in a tube in the Survivor trailer, right?
Yeah.
We've seen tubes in The Mandalorian. We know they're trying to do, we've heard about strand casts and all these things. So is there a connection between Mando and this? I mean, probably not, but not impossible. And maybe Bad Batch as well. Because we've seen scientists in Bad Batch as well. I mean, who knows what the heck they've been working on. We know Palpatine wanted Force-sensitive kids, and...
He did. He was collecting them.
Yes. Like Grievous collecting lightsabers.
Oh, boy.
You knew I was going to go there.
All right, let's move on to the segment I missed out on yesterday. Sorry, everybody. New this week in Star Wars, etc. Tuesday, which is today, I suppose. Rumor has it we're supposed to get an announcement about what James Gunn's going to be doing with the DCEU.
For all we know, it's already been announced. And we'll
Maybe.
do a video on it. Who knows?
If you're lucky.
Wow. If we're lucky, the watch is more like it.
That is more like it. Wednesday, we've got Bad Batch Episode 6. We also have Hasbro live stream at 10 a.m. Central Time.
Hasbro. It's been a while.
Because they have to announce, now that pre-orders have started coming out and people have been getting product, they're like, we'll tell you about the next 20 things you could have.
Yeah, I keep a master list of everything I have pre-ordered, and it has shrunk quite a bit over the last few months
And they
with
need
no
to fill
announcements.
that back up.
Yeah. Well, they laid off like 15% of their workforce lately, too, so
Just after
maybe
they
there's
finished
another reason
making all
why.
the products for this live stream.
Yeah.
And in comics, we've got Santa Staros #1.
That is Han Solo's wife thing from way back.
Wife,
if you
not
remember.
wife, wife?
Yeah, not wife, but almost what kind of what? I don't know.
Something. It is something.
It was from the early Star Wars comics, the new relaunch of Marvel. They had a thing.
And on Friday, Vox Machina will be premiering 3 additional episodes on Amazon Prime.
Prime?
Saturday,
Sorry, Transformers. You know me.
Pedro Pascal will be on Saturday Night Live. I'm really hoping to see a fun Mandalorian skit. Or
There's
maybe
no
a
way there
Last of
won't
Us
be.
skit.
There's no way there won't be him with Grogu or some kind of or one of the cast members painted up as like adult Grogu or something. Hey, I grew up,
Hilarious.
Mando.
But see, it's either going to be promotion for Mandalorian or The Last of Us. Or maybe one of
not
each.
both?
And then on Sunday, speaking of The Last of Us, episode 4 comes out on HBO.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I guess that's all we got for this time. So now your turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.